Welcome again to Big Trouble in Little Podcast. Hey, I'm Andy.
I'm Blastoise.
I am Joe Dubs. I'm not a Pokemon.
I'm Zach. I'm here.
We're back again. We're going to be discussing, it sounds like we're going to be discussing about half a dozen different versions of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, because I think everyone watched something different.
Yeah.
For the record, I watched the correct one this time.
Yeah, that's been one whole week in a row that you did that.
I did it. So it counts. Doesn't matter. Had sex. You know? Got it.
But like I was saying last week, there are many, many, many different interpretations of this story. And there was also some confusion, both from us and from
Websites.
Reputable websites that listed this movie for viewing.
Yeah, reputable. That sounds right. But the right movie is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, 1931, not the silent movie.
No. The one I watched.
And not the 1941 one.
Nope.
1941 one, that's the Universal one, right?
I believe so, yeah. And remember when I was saying, hey, that actor looks like the other actor that I was talking about in the Facebook Messenger?
Yeah, and we were all like, I don't know what he's talking about.
And that's how I like, my subconscious, when you guys didn't answer me, I was like, oh, this must be the wrong movie. But I didn't care. I took a nap, and then I woke up, and I was like, oh.
We ignore you all the time, though.
Yeah. But this is, like, about the movie. Like, usually if it's, like, if I'm, like, bitching, it's like, oh, Joe Dubs is bitching again. Let him blow up his steam.
Well, I can always tell it's going to be an interesting episode because you're in the our group chat behind the scenes talking about the movie, and we're all trying to ignore it.
Well, what's funny is
it's like, hey Dubs, I got a really good idea. We should arrange a time that we could all discuss this movie together. Mm-hmm. And you know what? We could record it too and put it out as a show.
Fuck, we could do that every week. We could have themes.
We could do it all the time.
Is this a running bit now? Because we did this last week.
I don't know, but me and Zach, when we cover Getting Some Color, I do the same thing with him with that as also. I go, holy shit, Nitro's fucking crazy. Can't wait to talk about this Hulk Hogan thing. Or I just talk about it. And I go, Hulk Hogan's an idiot, and I'm tired of seeing him be yellow and red in WCW.
God was sick of him, too.
Oh, damn.
That wasn't God's fault. That was medical malpractice, brother.
It was murder, brother. But Andy, you had a weird mixture, which you talked about. I think we talked about last episode.
Briefly.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to choose the 30s Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I've always had a weird fascination with this story and kind of like wanting to see the more serious movie adaptations of it. I won't swear to it, but I think it stems from the Angry Video Game Nerd is what it does. Because he obviously, most famously, I think it was the second episode ever he did the shitty NES game. Yeah. But then many, many, many years later, he revisits it. And then many, many, many years later, he revisits it. I watched both of those episodes again as well this week, just because I was thinking about it anyway. And I really do think that was the genesis of me being like, oh, this is kind of a neat story. Because everyone knows this premise. Like you do some science bullshit, and then it like brings out this weird duality of man where it's like it's the bad stuff and the good stuff. Like it happens in Looney Tunes and it happens in all this other places too. Like it's a ubiquitous story. But personally, I'd never seen a serious adaptation of it. So I knew I wanted to do that. And then last episode got me thinking about unorthodox adaptations, like things that are a little off of where they're supposed to be, with it being a musical. And I was looking at the list of adaptations for Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and it was like Nutty Professor, Jerry Lewis, and then also Nutty Professor. And I said, that's hilarious. We're gonna do that.
Yeah, and if people in the video, by the way, you're seeing like a picture of Jekyll and then Mr. Hyde when they transform into that. In the 1931, he kind of looks like a werewolf. In the 1941 version, it's just he turns his hair black and his eyebrows black, and then like his skin is a little older and stuff. That's Mr. Hyde, and he's just a weird, rapey type of old man. In that one,
That's one thing that's consistent across all versions: the rapiness.
yeah, and him being very mean, very buddy love mean, kind of.
Mr. Hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your husbands.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting everybody up in here. Yeah.
But I actually like the 1931 version over the 1941. Remember how I was a mark for the Phantom of the Opera, the 40s version? This one, it's like the. I'm gonna sound weird fucking saying this, but the 1931 is more violent than the 1941. Like it gets like to the point where I'm like, holy shit, am I watching a snuff film in 1931?
I don't know if it's the case here or not, but there are more violent movies at the beginning of film than there are in the 40s because it's what's known as the pre-code era. There wasn't like this body of stuffy white assholes that were like, well, no, you can't show that to decent society. That's terrible. Like that hadn't come around yet. People were just making movies to be interesting, which is, the way it should be. But after they started, won't somebody think of the children? Then we got like, weak shit for decades. And then they finally, like in the 60s and 70s, started having the whole rogue Hollywood kind of stuff. And now we're where we are, where everything's violent all the time. I guess everything's full sex sells or whatever. I don't know.
It's too much. You can say there's too much of it.
It's
you
like
could
you're
say that.
desensitized to it.
I don't know. Like the cleavage was heavy in this film.
The cleavage was heavy in this.
With a lot of leg.
A lot of leg. So, do you guys want to go over the plot?
Do we need to?
I didn't think we really need to. I feel like the story just like is what it is.
I think a lot of people know the story.
Yeah.
It's like if we watched a bunch of adaptations of like the Three Little Pigs. You're like, so do you guys want to like go over what happens in this? Or like,
this asshole, he finds these three houses. So.
Yeah.
But just in case, I guess if you just moved in from planet Saturn or whatever, Dr. Jekyll, he does science and he figures out a way to split the terrible part of man's nature from the good and caring part. And whenever he drinks this potion, he becomes the terrible Mr. Hyde. And Mr. Hyde's a woman beating rapist murderer.
So what is it trying to say, that all of us have a rapey murder dark side?
Well, yeah, everyone's got a dark side and a light side. No one's a pure angel.
It's a commentary about Victorian England and society and how everybody tried to suppress their baser urges, but behind closed doors they were always debaucherous or fucking awful.
100%.
It's a commentary about like how suppressing that shit too long can eventually just it'll blow up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think too, like there's also like a play on the fact that so the premise is he is spurred on by his science through wanting to challenge what he can create, but also the side story is he wants to get married and he can't because the person he wants to marry's father won't allow it just yet. He's kind of impatient. He's a little impulsive, right? So it's that balance, and it's more of like I don't know if it's like more of like he has an impulse to do this thing. It's almost like he wants to give into it. And then also, again, it feeds back to, like you said, the commentary of wanting to suppress an urge versus allowing to let it go. Also just kind of a metaphor for someone who, at the time, they couldn't maybe explain it, but someone who might actually have like bipolar disorder. It's something that we talked about in one of my psychology courses when I was in medical school. been a long time, but we're doing some doc talk. But this personality issue is actually something that's like well displayed throughout history. But in reality, it's talking a lot about people who have highs and lows or have heightened like manic episodes, and it's just like a way to portray that in art form.
So Robert Louis Stevenson knew someone with bipolar, and it manifested itself in this fictional story, perhaps.
More or less, yeah. Way to look at it.
So maybe I missed something in the story and like try to like refresh me in some way. But what motivates him to take the chemical thing to turn into this and then go after that other girl, essentially?
Well, that wasn't his motivation, was to turn into Hyde. It was, he created that to basically get rid of all his baser urges, his id, all that shit, you know? That, it was an attempt to like dispel that, and it didn't work.
Backfired. It was the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he was trying to purify himself, but in chasing something, it's that whole like, oh, just because you can with science, should you? Like he went the opposite way and created it. But there's something important to like note that after he does that, it's not like he goes back from it. It's almost like he ends up like this struggle of being able to control his ability to like control the urge to go back to it, because he kind of likes the way it feels. It kind of goes that whole like, oh, I like the little on the dark side or the edgy side.
He spent his whole life bottling it up, semen retention, and now he's discovered masturbation.
That's
It's like the version now that I watched, the silent movie version, they kind of play with some of this a little bit more. I've never. You guys ever read the book, the story?
No, it kind of made me want to a little bit though.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about that too after having watched like technically three different versions of this.
Yeah, I actually have the book. A friend of mine, one of our mutual friends, bought me the book years ago, and I still have it. I just haven't read it.
And like the 1920 silent movie, it's like the subplot of him wanting to get married is like not actually there yet. It's like he's trying to maybe get with a woman to get married. So there's none of this, I want to hurry up and get married shit. But they have the conversation about like, oh, you know, I believe there's a soul, and you know, there's man should be good and all this stuff. And he creates the potion to try to get rid of that. But they lean a lot more into the idea that he likes being Hyde. And that's like more of a mechanism in the silent film version.
Yeah, 1941 version kind of like leans into like Hyde is like badass, essentially. It's kind of weird.
Huh.
And I just want to point this out. In the 1931, obviously he has like the rubber teeth thing that Zach, if you remember when Scott Steiner made fun of Ric Flair with the teeth.
That's what I was thinking of, actually.
Yeah. In the 1941 version, you could actually see the actor's real teeth and then fake teeth in front of it. So it kind of looked like a fucking like shark teeth a little bit, where there's two sets of teeth.
It's like the Ninja Turtles, like when they open their mouth and you see a mouth in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
A mouth in a mouth. Oh no, it's not a xenomorph.
I also the 1941 and 1931 version have a good like cane strike. They all like jump and fucking strike with the cane.
That's why I like the action in this one. It's like, oh, I'm talking like it's an action movie, but there was like more of an attempt to like make Hyde like a crazy man, basically. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe old cameras were not good at filming action, I guess, so that's why there weren't scenes of people running around fighting people or running away and jumping over furniture and shit. But this had that stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, this is awesome. They can't catch him, and he's running away, and he's got that laugh. He runs away.
One of the craziest shot scenes is actually the very end, where they all break into the laboratory, and he's like climbing up on the shelves and shit and throwing stuff at him. So, oh my god, this is pretty exciting.
Yeah. It's like nothing real over the top. It's just like it's fairly basic stuff, but it's just the act of it. Still, it kind of gets your blood pumping.
Yeah, it's a startling act of violence, come to think of it, which is actually very appropriate for the story, I guess. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the both versions, 1941 and 1931, they do like that guy finds the cane. He's like, I know who this is, and he like goes to the place. In the 1941, his lab has like these divider things that have glass on it. So like when they're chasing after him, he's like climbing the glass thing, and they're trying to get him, and he like takes a stick and starts smashing the glass in front of the cop's face. So like the cop's like, ah. So I all of them I kind of quick because remember, Zach, I was like, oh, it's the silent one when we did the test yesterday, and then we find out, oh, it's not the silent one.
No.
and, and I watched a little bit of that, and you're right, it does go deep into it, but probably because they could write it in there and do more with it, probably.
Yeah, the storytelling is different a bit.
Mm-hmm. But anything else? Did you guys like the shots in this movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty well.
There's lots of cool shots. The transformation sequence was cool, even though it's just a simple crossfade thing to show like, oh, this is happening right now, but not really. But I always like that. It's kind of like the Wolfman and stuff. It's a similar special effect, so to speak.
You can see what they're doing, but they do it really well, and it's impressive, and I like seeing it. But yeah, I also really like the transformation scene where it shows his face, and then his hand, and then his face, and then the other hand, and then his face. And each time, like, it's kind of progressed a little more, and I don't know, it's cool. It's effective.
Simple trick, but cool.
Do you think that's where they got the Hulk idea from this movie, essentially?
Yes.
Yeah, the Hulk is. I'm pretty. Haven't they said that? Hasn't the writer of the original Hulk said it's basically Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde?
Yeah, it is literally his take on it. It's like, what if Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde were a superhero?
Mm-hmm. Because I may be getting my versions mixed up, but there's a scene where he's watching the bird, and he's like, "Oh, beautiful bird," and then the cat comes and fucking kills it, and he gets mad and turns into the Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, he gets upset. Yeah, he's like finally calming down, and yeah, he gets sad because he sees life being taken away. And then that's like the other thing too, is that initially he is choosing because of like the impulse, maybe like the high of, oh, I get to be this person, but then he loses control of that and kind of loses himself because now he no longer needs to take the potion. He just turns into him on a whim. Yeah, so that's another, I think, angle to the whole thing of succumbing to that versus finding a balance can be tricky too, because it's kind of a slippery slope. Like you can't give up when you want to turn into that more animalistic person, as opposed to the proper image of yourself.
Now, in the video game, a bunch of bees and bird shit on him, and then like people get in his
bombers.
way, and there's like people throwing bombs at him and shit, and then that causes him to get upset, and he turns into Hyde, and then he wreaks havoc and goes in the opposite direction.
That shit makes me turn into Hyde.
Yeah,
that's fair though. Fuck bees.
I mean, like this guy's just trying to go to his wedding, and then like a bunch of people just fuck with him and make him upset. Who could blame him?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But they really like lean into Mr. Hyde being a dick. Like when he's at the is it a brothel? I don't know what it is. Where the champagne girl was dancing and shit. And he like trips the waiter.
Yeah, that like very aggressively, and like fucking yells at him and stuff. It's like,
hey, you!
And like the guy lingered a little bit, and then he's like, "What do you want a tip? Get the fuck out of here!" And then as he goes around the corner, he trips him, and he's like, "Yeah, and don't you ever think about wanting to tip again? Like, you son of a bitch, I hope you die," or what? I don't know. It's like, God damn, settle down.
I like the people next to him. They like look at him and they're like, "Ugh," and they go back to like turning around back to their table and stuff. But overall, I out of the 1941 and 1931, I really like this version the best. I think the music is good too.
Music.
Yeah, the father in this one is less of a dick in the 1941 one. The 1941, he fucking hates Jekyll from the start. He's like, "Oh, that fucking guy's stupid." And this one, he's like, He's stupid, but you know what? That's my daughter's love. And then obviously when he like fucks with her and like makes her sad, he's like, "Fuck you, bitch."
No, yeah, I get it. I
Yeah.
get his stance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah, guys, have anything
The
else to say
friend is
about?
a jerk, though. Like, the friend like sells him out as soon as he gets the chance.
Oh yeah, his friend's like not really that much of a friend. That's one of those
No.
situations where like you can tell who's really your friend, who's not, when you turn into like a raving lunatic. And
Yeah, he like
they sell you out.
he's like, this is the guy I trust. I'll have to cut him in on it. And obviously, Hyde's manipulating him too. But as soon as he gets the chance, it's like it's him, and it gets him killed. Like, if science ever turns me into a monster, I hope you guys will like have my back a little bit.
Nope. Directly to jail.
Immediately. No,
Directly to jail.
directly to the grave.
I don't like the authorities, so I'll help you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We'll send you in and then take all your cards, and then we take over Big Trouble Rips.
I mean, it's not even that big a deal. It's like you killed a hooker and some other random people. Yeah, whatever. Come on, let's go over here.
I don't care.
Yeah, according to the overarching narrative, like the themes, it's like this high society doesn't care about those people, so why should they care? Oh yeah, real quick, when you was talking about the music and stuff, and I said, yeah, the music. Something about the 1920 version. Back then they had. Sometimes they play live music for silent movies, right?
Yeah, a lot of theaters employed like full-time pianists, and that was their whole job, just play piano against movies.
Did they record those sometimes, and then that would get like combined?
Rarely.
Yeah.
For a lot of old silent movies, we have like scores and stuff that were written, but I think it's only for the big movies. I don't know enough about that era, I admit, but it's possible.
I don't know either. I felt like I read that somewhere though, and like the fucking music in the 1920 version is like this insane organ music that plays through like it's cool, but it plays too long. It's like three quarters of the movie's length is like this insane organ music that just doesn't let up. Like,
speaking of insane organ music, this doctor has a full ass church organ in his house.
Maybe that was a nod to the 1920s version.
I guess. I was like, sheesh. Like you'd have to really be like, I want an organ, because you'd have to have it installed and like it's part of your house. It's not like it's a player piano that you can push around and stuff. It's like built in there.
No, it should be insanely expensive too.
Yep.
But like even like during scenes where like people are just having a conversation, they're going to a party, or it's supposed to be some kind of more like I guess I don't know how else to put it, quiet moment in the movie. This organ music keeps going.
Atmosphere.
It kind of ruins the atmosphere during some of these other scenes.
Sometimes.
And then they go to like some other kind of music. I'm not sure what it is. It's just not an organ. And then you feel like, you feel a little better. It's not so oppressive anymore. Yeah. It's just kind of an odd quirk of that 1920s version.
Is it worth watching the silent version from the 1920s?
I think so, especially if you kind of like silent films, because you can also see how like the story's a little different in it.
Which version was better, 31 or 20, whatever?
31 is better to me.
All right. Dubs, what about the 41 version? Is it worth watching?
It's worth watching, but 31 is better.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. I chose the right one, I guess.
This is the best adaptation of this movie I've ever watched.
Yeah, that's what the internet told me. It says, this is it. This is the one. And the acting, like, from the main guy is, like, legendary, which I get it now. Was,
watching it. I will say, like,
parts.
It is really unsettling, right? Like, there are parts of this movie that are really unsettling. And they're supposed to be, right? So that's the whole point. So, yeah, very well acted.
One last thing before we hit our recommend or not recommend is Champagne Ivy, the chick that was getting harassed and beat and probably sexually assaulted by Mr. Hyde.
Definitely.
Is when Jekyll sends like the 50 pounds to her, and she's like, I gotta go thank him. I'm like, fuck no, you what are you doing?
If only she hadn't done that.
Yeah. Only she read the script.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Dubs, you must be like, when you go to movies, are you like the ones like that stand up and go, run, bitch, he's behind you?
No, that's my dad.
That's your dad?
Yeah. because I'll go like he doesn't do like the whole behind you thing, but he like has to explain everything to you type of thing. He's like, well, Joe, just want to let you know that when Hyde turned into that thing, he beat that woman, and he will like explain like that. I just watched the same thing.
It's just-
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
I've been
here.
watching-
Yeah.
yeah,
I've been
I-
watching the movie.
yeah.
Some people don't watch the movie anymore. They're on their phones.
Joseph, I think he raped her.
Yeah,
You're like that. Yeah, I get it.
yeah.
Speaking of that, I had to watch this movie on my fucking telephone. Get
Well-
real.
Well,
I had to because like I had an internet outage and I started it and I was like a quarter of the way in and my internet went out and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, you gotta
David-
keep going.
So I had to,
David
like,
Lynch is rolling in his grave right now.
yeah, I forced him to roll in his grave. I didn't want to do it, but I had to. It was like my job, sort of, not really. So I had to.
Mm.
Okay.
I recommend this movie. I'm guessing you guys too. Right?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I would recommend it.
This is a good one.
Yeah.
Good
Well-
old movie.
We watched another movie this week, and it is the same story.
Oh my goodness.
More or less.
Oh, we had such a good time.
Choosing this movie is delightful in an additional way because it itself is a remake, which is itself a reimagining of this story. So there are layers to this.
And it was also horrific in its own way.
It's also a horrible story.
I just want to talk about
It's also a modern day fable and a homily.
Can we just talk about the progression of this month? Of we went from classic horror to the action equivalent, and then the next week the horror film to, well, quote unquote horror film to musical. And this time we're like, all right, let's take a classic horror film and then we're gonna go black comedy remake. I love it. Absolutely love
I'm
it.
proud. I really like this.
No,
This is one of my favorite. We haven't even finished yet. This is one of my favorite discussions we've had.
I was gonna say this is like one of my favorite picks of comparisons. Now admittedly, I liked this movie a lot when I was a kid. I also liked the sequel, oddly enough, but it was another one of those like, oh, you got DirecTV and no one's keeping you from watching whatever you want, so you just watch it.
I've never seen the sequel, and I actually had not seen this movie since it was in theaters in 1996.
Wow.
I've never seen it.
I remembered seeing it and being like, oh, that was funny. You know, obviously I was a kid at the time. And as I got older, I would catch parts of it. Like there are certain clips of it, the stupid Hercules, stuff like that is
Yeah.
like you see it all the time. And then also just besides that, like caught part of it on cable here and there. But yeah, this is the first time I've seen this movie since '96. Zach's seen it for the first time. Dubs, have you ever seen this movie before?
I saw it during 9/11. No joke.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where were you when the second tower fell?
I
was
at-
watching Sherman.
I was home, and my parents were like enough of watching people fall out of the tower, turn on a movie, and this was the movie, and I've never seen the movie before, so.
Wow.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
What a weird. What? Okay, I know we got to talk about the movie, but what a weird fucking day for you. You're trying to like process everything with 9/11, and again, at that time you lived in New York, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you and your family's like, let's just watch Nutty Professor. I'm just trying to.
I mean,
Like,
I'll be honest. I would rather watch the Nutty Professor than film
9/11.
than news coverage of 9/11.
I
Mhm.
mean, what a ringing endorsement.
Nutty Professor, it's better than 9/11.
That's pretty much what it is.
10 out of 10 would do again.
Oh my goodness.
But
yeah.
I did mention a thing that I kind of like got these mixed up because I was when he's with like that fat ass hamster and shit. I was like, when is the hamster gonna talk? And that was Dr. Doolittle.
Oh yeah. I was like,
When's that fat-ass hamster gonna talk? God damn it!
this is bullshit. He
That
doesn't
should
talk
be
to
your
animals at
that
all.
should be your letterbox review. You give it half a star. That fat ass hamster never talked.
Sherman, stop feeding me.
Oh my goodness, that's too funny.
When
So-
this movie started, like I hadn't seen it since since I was a kid, since '96. So I didn't know who any of these people were at the time, except Eddie Murphy. So at the beginning, it was like Jada Pinkett Smith or whatever. I was like, what? Okay. And then it was like James Coburn. I was like, James fucking Coburn is in this movie?
Yeah.
And then it was like Dave Chappelle. I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Then you see Dave Chappelle's part. And it's like, oh, okay, I get it.
Holy shit, yeah. Totally agreed. It's kind of funny. I had the same thing. Like, I watch this film and I just know Eddie Murphy and, like, you know, the 10 roles he plays. But yeah, you watch the film and it's like, oh, there's all these other people that I know now. And it's like, oh, this is kind of weird to think back this far. And it's what now, almost 30 years old. And for what it's worth, doing the sequel, I'm pretty sure that
Janet Jackson.
I was pretty sure that Eddie Murphy is the only person that like reprises his role. Like everyone else is replaced.
Yeah.
With someone else. Yeah.
Yeah, Jada Pinkett didn't have to try to act anymore because she's not good at it, and she married out.
Keep my wife's name out of your mouth. I kept on hearing that in my head.
I was real frustrated watching this though because like I do hate her, but she's kind of hot in this movie. Like I'm okay with that.
Oh yeah, she did pretty good in the movie.
Too bad she's bald now.
Dub's like, when is Will Smith going to smack that hamster? It's like, don't you?
What to think about?
And he mentioned that, and all I could think of was whenever in the movie, the other movie, Dr. Dolittle, only I can remember Chris Rock saying, it's like, ask her if she's got any lettuce. He's always wanting people to ask for lettuce because he's a hamster. Or actually, he's a guinea pig, fair enough. He's a guinea pig, not a hamster. But
one's fluffier than the other.
Yeah, exactly.
Hercules, because like Andy says, I always like to talk in Facebook Messenger. I said, sigh, I hate fart and belching comedy.
Yeah, this movie pisses me off with that stuff as well. Like, I'm not going to say it's a work of art or anything, but parts of the movie are like well written. It's an interesting thing that's going on. There's funny jokes. And then they like do stuff like he dreams that he's a giant and he farts on the city. It's like, come on, guys. You could be a tiny higher brow than that. Just a little bit.
Yeah, it's if you cut that stuff out, like you said, it actually has a pretty good message.
I did laugh when he took that little tiny turkey chicken thing and like ate it.
That's funny. That is funny.
Yeah. That was funny.
Because they were doing the whole parody of King Kong, and you're thinking, oh, he's gonna grab her, and he's like, nah.
Turkey reaches right past. You know.
I
also like that he still kind of like he still holds it sideways and like tries to only bite the meat off of it. That's funny.
Instead of just grabbing the whole fucking turkey, right? Just eat the whole turkey because you're gonna get the size of a building. No, I'm just gonna.
See, that's what's frustrating. That's a well written joke. That's a silly gag, and then he gets gas and farts on the city, and and his father's like, oh, that's my boy, haha. That's okay, that's funny, I guess.
So what's really funny too is like we talk about the whole like dinner scene. We have this up for now, right? Like the whole like farting stuff in the dinner scene is really dumb, but there are parts of the dinner scene that's funny. Like the grandmother is fucking hilarious.
Yes, that's my favorite part of the dinner scene is the grandmother.
Yeah, grandmother's fucking hilarious. Like, you want to step on, son? Come over, step on.
Kind of reminds me of Uncle Ruckus a little bit. It's like a similar wavelength. A little bit.
Yeah, but like she's funny, but then they just go to the whole farting thing, and it's like, that's kind of dumb.
Hercules. I know I don't remember if it was the first movie or the second movie, but like I remember in the news they like made a big deal about like Eddie Murphy being multiple people in this movie.
Yeah,
but and obviously it's everybody besides the fat son. That one in the video right now.
Well, for what it's worth, this isn't the first film he did this in. It's like the first film that he does the whole thing where he's like dressed up as a bunch of people in the same room is Coming to America. That's him in Arsenio Hall. But this is like they took it to the extreme, and like there's like even like the whole parody of comedian dresses up in fat suits because like other comedians follow up and do the same thing now, right?
Even before that, like he was doing a lot of these characters in his stand-up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just now you have like physical manifestations of.
I really want to watch some of his stand-up now. I'm thinking about.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. After watching the film, I was going around the house like Evie's being stupid. I go Evie. Like like it's just silly. It gets in your head. But yeah, so let's actually compare it to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde because the story is like modernized a little because they go like the genetic modification to explain it. But the difference here is he's not motivated by the whole like good or bad. He's motivated because he is not happy with his own image, and he is looking for a way to better himself because he's lonely, right? It's still in the same vein, like he wants to find a mate, but it's not, I'm horny. It's, I want love. Like, I don't like who I am, so I want to try to change it in that way. And, of course, it gives him the result he wants physically, but he becomes an asshole, right? So then it kind of ties into, okay, well, is that really what you want to be versus not? And actually, a lot of the beats are the same, right? At first, he keeps doing it because he thinks that's what he needs to do to impress the girl he wants, but then he loses control of it. Yeah, Miss Purdy. But then later on, he loses control, right? Like he's,
I like that about this interpretation a lot, actually, is that at first it's still him. He's just thin. And as the movie goes on, it's two distinct people. Like they're actually working against each other. They have different personas. But at first, he has all the same ambitions. He has all the same thoughts. He's just thin and confident.
Right.
My favorite part is when he's dumping all the blue stuff, and then he like grabs one of those Richard Simmons drinks, and the blue stuff is in that one, and then like Buddy Love's like, "Ha, gotcha."
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty good. It's a good little trap. He tricks him. And then, like, of course, there's, like, the comedy bit, and he goes back to like, Dave Chappelle goes and rips him, and then he goes back as Buddy Love, and Buddy Love rips him a new one, and he gets in that fight. And that's actually, like, where it is almost a nod to the old films, where it shows, like, he's not just confident, like, he is kind of aggressive, right?
Yeah, it's like it's scary a couple times.
Yeah. Like, he knocks the guy out, and he's, like, playing piano and throws him in, but, like, he gets people to laugh and go with it because he's got charisma.
Right.
But, yeah, he is a little on the scary side there. And then, of course, like, by the end, the realization is, no, I need to be me. I don't need to be ashamed of who I am. I can do this, the right way. And it kind of wins over. And of course,
that's the most interesting thing. Unless you're not done, because I wanted to take a sidestep into what I think is the most interesting thing. The whole premise of the Nutty Professor is society is always telling him you need to be thin, you should be thin. Like every night when he watches television, it's just infomercials about how to lose weight or exercise programs or stuff about love that he'll never have, or he thinks. So society's telling him being fat is gross. You should be thin, you should be attractive, and that'll make you confident and it'll make you a more successful person. And when you apply that kind of a mindset to what the original story is about, society says that you should be a demure, tame person. You should be polite. You shouldn't give in to your urges for, I want a woman, I want sex, I'm aggressive and I'm competitive for a mate or whatever. Like society says, no, you shouldn't do that. And then you start looking at the two of them side by side. That's what I think is the most interesting. I'd never considered that until I watched these two movies a night apart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you go by the representation of what society sees, he's already Mr. Hyde in that reflection, and he's taking something to become Dr. Jekyll, so to speak. Because even as an asshole, for the most part, Buddy Love has enough charisma that people like him, right? Mm-hmm. That's the biggest thing, is like even with some of the actions he's pulling off, like he's liked, which is very different than how Sherman is portrayed in the movie. Like people kind of walk over him, right? They don't take him seriously. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting how that it is like a little different, and they kind of take the original story and twist it a little bit. But it's kind of neat too, because instead of it being this tragedy where someone like dies because they succumb to that urge and it ends up being their downfall, this is one where he learns to like how to love himself and be okay with who he is, and that he doesn't need to have society tell him who he needs to be. He just needs to be himself. Yeah. And yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, the only real victims in this one are that Dodge Viper, and then he locks that Jewish guy in a closet one time.
The Dodge Viper. I forgot about that. Like the whole bit with the Jaws of Life. He's like, never use this on a car that wasn't crashed.
It's funny. My dad was a volunteer firefighter when I was a kid, and he has a story about almost that exact thing happening. Like, it's not like the guy suddenly became fat. There was like a fender bender, and the man was incredibly obese, and he got stuck in the car, and they had to bring the Jaws of Life to cut this man out of a car.
That's, yeah.
What do you guys think of the CGI? I mean, it is dated, but I still
very dated. Yeah,
I still think it stands kind of a little bit.
It seems okay. I do not like at the end where they're at the gala or whatever, and he's like transforming back and forth and fighting himself. I think it looks bad, and I don't think it's funny. And like that was one of the things that I felt like I was suffering through. A lot of the other stuff is fine, like the sudden transformation in the club is fine, but
I also like the parents at the gala where like he's going back and forth, and he's like, I got my knife, and he's like, I got my razor, and I'm like, that's funny a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
it's weird. It's almost like too like it was a little gripe, but I guess it makes sense. Like up until the very end when it literally happens, nobody realizes that they're like the same person. Right? Like it seems like it's like leading into, but I guess like at the same time, if you ever put in a situation where you saw one person like turn into a different person, I guess you'd have to just see it to believe it happened.
Yeah, right. Like, it's pretty unbelievable in a pre-GLP world.
Yeah. He goes Zempic. Oh, I'm a new person.
Mm-hmm.
And he brings home those 3 hotties and stuff. Did you guys watch the bloopers at the end?
I got really angry because I started to watch them, and then I think it was Amazon that I rented it on, like started auto playing something, and I was like, where's the remote? Where's the remote? And then it went off of it, and I gave up and went to bed.
Oh,
so I didn't watch all of them. I just watched the first part.
Yeah, the bloopers are good.
I like when his assistant gets away in the camera, and he's like, You're blocking me in front of the camera.
Oh, yeah, right at the beginning. He's like, they got to look at me. They can't see me.
Yeah. And then he tells the chick when she comes out of it, she's like, get back in that room.
Yeah, it's pretty good too.
Oh man. I don't know what else to say about this movie. It's a classic. It's kind of funny because when I was watching which is funny, in 1941 version, I was like, I kind of see Nutty Professor in this a little bit, because there is some scenes where I'm just like, it does look similar.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously they modernize it.
It's it's interesting. We do a lot of these themes, and we do a lot of stuff where we'll watch the same movie or the same story a couple of weeks in a row, or even for the same episode, which we're doing this month. And we always wrap it up by saying, I recommend this movie, I don't recommend this movie. I think this is the first time, and of course it's my pick, so I'm a little biased anyway, but I think this is the first time that not only do I recommend both the movies we watched, but I recommend you watch them 24 hours apart. Like, I really do think watching these two movies right near each other enhances both experiences. Like, I recommend listeners do this.
Yeah, I watched these back to back, and I couldn't have been happier for it. Like, just immediately seeing like one over the other, because like you could just see the duality of, but like the similarities of the films, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I actually agree with that. I think it's a package deal, right? I don't look at this movie the same way anymore.
Mm-hmm. I probably will watch Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, then follow up with this movie because it's similar.
That's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm. So I guess we're all recommending, right?
Yep. Zach, what do you think?
No, it's pretty good. I also recommend watching them together in some way, however way you want to do it. I liked both these movies. I like this one, I think, a little less, just because, like, again, comedy for me sometimes is tough. And there was too much farting.
Yeah, if I had to choose between the two, I'm with Zach. I like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde more. But...
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, it's kind of funny how that's what brings this movie down.
The farting,
lowbrow humor.
Farting.
Yeah,
it's like there's some pretty good jokes. There's a couple highbrow humor moments, and then there's like a bunch of lowbrow.
You know, I'm being a hypocrite though, because I say like I don't like the farting, it's lowbrow, but there's a lot of fat jokes in this movie. I loved them all. I enjoyed every fat joke.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing wrong with farting is funny, but like there was too much.
I also laughed irrationally, and it's you're not supposed to find it genuinely funny. It's supposed to be eye-rollingly cliche. But when Reggie, Dave Chappelle's character, comes out, both times he opens his set with "Women be shopping,"
Yeah.
and both times it got a pop out of me. Both times I laughed out loud. It's funny every time because it's like so cliche and stupid. Like it is perfect.
Yeah,
and Dave Chappelle is so young in that movie. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh my god! Yeah.
If I hadn't been looking for him, I don't know if I'd have recognized him or not.
Oh my god, his fucking hair in the movie is
He's got
great.
the stupid teeth in, so
He got the stupid teeth and the fucking buckwheat hair.
But Zach, what are your movies next week?
I'm going to bring everything back to where it should be. Both my movies are horror movies. They aren't related, like, other than by language, I suppose, or area of origin.
I don't even think they are the same language, are they?
I corrected myself. Said area.
Okay.
Yeah, but like, because I was trying to do Swedish horror movies and I couldn't. And then, so I had to broaden that scope to Scandinavia. The first one is Phantom Carriage from 1921. That is a silent movie, and there is not a bunch of remakes of it. I think there's just like one or something.
There's one from like the 40s or something.
Something like that, yeah. And then the other one is Troll Hunter. It's from Norway, 2010.
Interesting.
All right, remember to watch that and then come back and we will discuss it. And I'll get our little stinger ready for post credit scene. So, bam.
Oh, I was expecting like music or something to happen.
No, I took it out because whatever strange reason it like boosts the volume and it'll blow out your eardrums. I don't want that to happen.
Oh, all right. Well, here we are. The post credit scene is where we're going to discuss what we've been watching, playing, doing, and whatever. I'm going to go first because mine's always easy now because I'm very boring. Big Trouble rips Soldiers On. I think I accidentally surpassed 100 episodes and forgot to celebrate it. So more than 100 consecutive days, I have opened one single pack of cards and shared it with the world. So please find me on YouTube.
You gotta do a celebration.
Can you get a party popper and just like start it off like 100?
There is something I want to tease, and depending on how you listen to this show, it might be after, but it should be about the same time. I do have a pack of cards from the year 2000, and I was saving it for a celebration. So it's going to be open soon, I guess. It's I won't say what it is, but it is quite old, and I'm pretty excited to open it. But yeah, other than that, I have been still soldiering on with Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. I have like 8 episodes left. Honestly, I would have wrapped it up, but I've been watching freaking Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde stuff, haven't I? So I'm almost done with that. That series is great. Season 2 has taken some weird jukes, but I still like it. And Zach and I discussed it. We're going to do... I guess we're just going to make a Gundam show now, is what it sounds like. We're not doing Big Trouble Gaiden anymore. It's going to be, I don't know what we're going to call it. I joked we'd call it Big Zam and Little Podcast, which is a Gundam joke for Gundam nerds that only Gundam dorks will get. But
and it's only funny to us.
It's only funny to us. It's only funny for our kind. That's our joke. But we'll figure something out, and I think we're just going to do all the Gundams because we like them. But I'm almost done with that. And the only other thing I watched is the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It had one of the most exciting qualifying sessions I've seen since I started watching Formula One. It was 2 hours long. Qualifying lasted as long as a race does. And they broke the record for the amount of red flags in a qualifying session.
Yeah, people kept crashing because it was windy or
6
cold.
times. 6 crashes ended qualifying.
Yeah.
But it was exciting, and I liked the race. I've seen a lot of I guess, Zach, you hated the race, right?
I didn't really like it. Like, it's not as bad as Monaco was, I guess. That's why
Nothing's as bad as Monaco. I'd rather watch kids race bikes than Monaco. But.
I jokingly called it Monaco 2.0, but there were times where, yeah, there was some overtaking. It was just a weird race because there were spots where it's like there's nothing happening at all. And then there's spots where like, okay, there's some overtaking. In this case, it was like the top 10, the shit you actually kind of care about, there was almost no moves happening there. If they happened, it was because somebody pitted or pitting orders. It was all about like that.
I still think there was more overtaking than you're giving them credit for. George and Yuki had some fights, and let's see, Lando had to gain some positions. I can't remember how he did it, but he did.
Barely did.
But yeah. I enjoyed it, but also Azerbaijan Baku is my favorite street track. So I just like it because they pointed something interesting out in qualifying. It is the only F1 track on the calendar where the racers, if they go wrong, can damage a UNESCO World Heritage Site. That's funny to me. Like the wall of the 14th century castle is directly adjacent to the racetrack, and it's cool. It's interesting, and that's also like it's like kind of split into two sections: the old city and the new city. The new city is where all the overtaking is happening. It's got the 2 DRS zones, and the old city is like the thinnest place on the F1 calendar, and like a bunch of like real tight turns, and you got to be real precise. And that's where Charles Leclerc's favorite corner is. I think it's turn 13 or something. He's crashed 3 times in 4 years or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Baku. So maybe I was slightly predisposed to like it. I thought it was a pretty good race. Other than that, I don't know, just YouTube shit that no one cares about and cards. And I went and played Gundam in person like I do every week, and I had fun. I have so many cards now. I have no excuse not to have another deck. So I'm gonna do that soon, I think.
Do it.
You know, you guys should do, since you guys are making a Gundam podcast, since you go into these Gundam things. I'm not saying to advertise, but kind of just like be like, hey, you like Gundam? I have a Gundam podcast. That'd be pretty cool.
Maybe. I don't know.
Network
I don't like being that guy that's like, hey, go thing. Hey, get your phone out. Subscribe to me, man. Come on, let's do it. No, I don't want to be more. That's the problem. That's why I'll never make it, is I won't do things that'll help me make it.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, I won't. I do have shame. I have too much shame. And also, like, when I'm doing the actual show, I won't do things that popular people do because it seems dumb and embarrassing, and I don't like it.
Yeah, that's me with like live streaming, because you'll see like someone in like a gamer chair with their green screen and they're all fucking animated, like, holy shit, fucking Master Chief killed this dude.
They're fake. They're being fake.
Yeah.
And being fake is entertaining. Like, we just watched 2 movies where people were fake for 2 hours at a time, and it was entertaining. But I just won't be. I just can't do it over trading cards. I can't do it.
Okay.
But I'll try. I will take that under advisement. I'll be like, hey, follow. I've mentioned to them Big Trouble Rips a few times, and I think that has gotten interest. But anyway, Chaz, why don't you go next? Because you keep clicking glass together for some reason, and I want you to stop.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's the caffeine. I'm like, I'm jittery. So I didn't do a whole lot. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon, preparing for my event. That's this weekend. I started Hollow Knight Silk Song. Like played an hour of it. It's pretty good so far.
I heard it's hard. Is that like a myth, or
no? People just like to bitch. I mean, it's
everyone says every game is hard now.
Yeah, it's just people complaining.
Unless it's like Nintendo or Astrobot, everyone's like, "Oh, this game's so hard."
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're apparently they're updating the game so it has an easy mode.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's that difficult so far. It's been fine.
We just need to gatekeep idiots out of gaming. I'm sick of fucking pretending to let these fucking morons play. I
mean, yeah. I mean, I think part of it is it's supposed to be. I think it's what's lost. It's like the whole like. And I appreciate the game for what it is, because Dark Souls is never going to do anything to make itself any easier, but that's the point. It's supposed to be punishing.
That's the experience.
Yeah. And Andy is years ago. If you followed this before, because he had been on this show and been recording before he had played it, during the time he tried and failed, and then came back and played it and got through it. Like, it's just one of those things that it clicks. It eventually just clicks, and you get it. Oh, that's what.
Yeah, it's hard to be like, you should play it because of this. I've heard it's hard. It is, but like, that's kind of the point. I don't like hard stuff. Yeah, but you'll like overcoming. I don't. It's such a base human instinct to be like, I have overcome this great thing, and the way the game is set up, it's your story. Like, it's not a bunch of NPCs constantly telling you what to do. It's just a few weirdos in this doomed, damned world. And it's your journey, and you're overcoming it. I don't know. It's great. We don't need to talk about how great Dark Souls is for another.
Right. But I guess my point is, it's like a lot of other games, you're trying to remake that for the sake of being punishing, as opposed to having the point of why the difficulty's there. Mm-hmm. But at least Hollow Knight, and again, I'm not very far in Silk Song, but Hollow Knight before had not had an issue with being difficult for the sake of being difficult. Rather, it felt rewarding when you found a way to overcome the problem. So I don't know if people don't like that. I mean, do something else. I guess
Yeah, that's kind of the conclusion I've come to in this last year or so with this conversation about games being too hard. Is I think I think the issue is self-policing itself. I think people are whining and they either will or will not play something, and everyone will just point and laugh. That's what has been happening, and I think it's just going to keep happening. Like, I think there are some people who are just going to complain no matter what. They're just going to complain, and we're just going to have to just have fun in spite of them. And the only reason they're going to play it is because it's popular. That's all they care about. It's the new popular game.
Well, but it's funny though because okay, so the two games that are probably as far as like game of the year contenders, just and one hasn't even come out yet. It's just like it's getting ready to, but
I
it's
thought you were
already
going to say
getting.
Claire Obscura.
Oh no, that's coming. That's the other one. But so Claire, I guess I'll do that one. Claire Obscura is already like in my opinion probably game of the year, and it's incredibly difficult, but there's a way to learn how to play it, and it almost has like a power trip element where you get to a certain point where you just completely break the game, and it's really cool. And it ties into the theme of what the story is too. But it's worth that journey because the story's so compelling. And then the game that's about to come out that I've already seen like 2 different reviews for it. They're like it's a masterpiece. Is Hades 2. And Hades 2 is like, if it's anything like the original, Hades is hard as shit. It's a roguelite, and it's punishing, but it's also just an incredibly rewarding game. And there's a lot of variety in how you play. So that one's like got a little more flexibility because there's lots of ways to like get around the difficulty spikes, and you kind of maneuver your own way to do it. But also the story is just really rewarding. So, I mean, difficult games are being held back by that nature. People are just complaining for the sake of complaining, and it's just whatever.
I think the only game I actually felt accomplished and overcame like the hardness is Celeste. Celeste is like a game where it's really hard, and I was like, it's kind of like Super Meat Boy, but fucking worse as far as like the difficulty. And I did it, and I was proud that I beat it and stuff. Dark Souls, I don't know if it's more of my scatterbrain where I'm always just like dying from like a skeleton dude, and I'm just like, fuck, I gotta do that all over again.
Dark Souls, someone's gonna figure out one day how to like put yourself in the mindset to play Dark Souls, and that person's gonna be famous. It's such a hard thing to do because, like I said, I tried to play Dark Souls twice before I played it, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is great!" And honestly, it was on the Switch that helped a lot. I wish so much. Honestly, now that I have a PlayStation Portal, I have no excuse. I should start playing them all. But yeah, it's hard to be like, I'm in the mood for this. You're saying Celeste, that's a good one too. The biggest accomplishment, I just want to mention this, the biggest accomplishment that made me feel like I had overcome something before Dark Souls was, and the game itself is fairly difficult because I did a bunch of the optional stuff, but in Fez, there's like this alphabet inside the game, and I cracked it without using the internet. Like, I actually had a piece of scratch paper, and playing the game, I kept like getting all the clues, and eventually you kind of get the key, which is the quick red fox jumped over the lazy brown dog or whatever, and then there's like the eureka moment, and suddenly you can read everything in the game. It's really cool.
Nice.
Oh, that is really neat. Yeah, so other than Silk Song, which so far has been good, but I've only played like an hour, I have effectively completed Donkey Kong Bonanza. Like, there's like DLC, which is like more or less this like roguelite rush thing, and it's fine. It's got a gimmick. It's pretty playable, but there's like nothing there. But as far as the base game, like it's kind of like Mario Odyssey, where after you beat the main story, there's like an additional thing where if you get enough of the sprites there's the moon sprites, you can like there's like an optional like difficult set of challenges, and like
you
really
go back to the moon
boss.
and it makes more moons or whatever.
Yeah. So Evie and I effectively did that. We did the other content, and it's pretty cool. It's actually really funny because one of the special things you get near the end of the game too. One of the characters that is initially aligned with the main villain but then breaks away from it. Her gimmick is she has like an invisibility potion, and like you have to fight her as she's invisible. And it's the boss fight itself is pretty cool a couple times, but at the end of the game, you get gear that you can wear, different ties and pants and different things, and you get one called the invisibility tie, and he's literally invisible. You can't see shit, and you're just moving around trying to do Donkey Kong things, just break through the ground and everything, but you're completely invisible. It's kind of funny. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. I had a blast playing that with Evie. I need to update Accelerated Gamer with that because originally I had S Plus, but we've completed it. Like we did everything. So, yeah, I need to.
Can you say "Oh banana"? Can you do it?
Oh banana.
Banana.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very very fun game. Recommend it. That's really all I've done. I've been sick and I worked a lot. So.
And you've been pounding cardboard. It sounded like.
Yes, lots of cardboard pounding.
Go pound cardboard.
Yeah, I got to defend my championship. So the event I'm going to this weekend is the next championship in Akron, and I'm the defending champion. So I have to go.
Is that going to be live streamed?
Yes, it'll be live streamed on Sunday.
Where can it be viewed?
Yeah, so if you watch Tricky Jim, if you look that up, Tricky Jim GLC is where both the Saturday and the Sunday events will be live streamed. I am not playing in the Saturday event. That's standard. Sunday is the GLC event. That's the one I won. So that's what I'll be playing in Sunday.
Very cool. Right. Well, we wish you luck. We know that you can do it. And if you don't, then don't show your face around here ever again.
And punch kids in the face.
This is my last episode.
If you lose, you have to sell everything.
Oh, yeah. Listen, the deck in my hand right now, a lot of money, but I want to talk about it.
We'll talk about it. Make yourself a target.
Speaking of holding a deck in your hand, Zach, what have you been doing?
Well, I also played a little bit of cards. I went to an event to play a gun and card game, and I lost 3 times.
Who did you lose to?
Andy. And he refused to acknowledge it earlier.
I didn't want to embarrass you. I didn't want to be like, I fucking beat Zach.
Yeah, he's like, I suck at this game, but not as bad as him.
It was fairly close, too. It's not even like I stomped him. Like, it was a full game.
That might have been the closest game other than, like, 2 other guys later on, like, I think in the second round, they were playing quite a while, too.
Yeah.
You guys keep talking about this game. I'm kind of interested. I kind of want to learn it.
Well...
Tuesday with
I got stuff to ask you about it after the show, actually.
Yeah, okay. We're all supposed to allegedly hang out soon.
All right,
I'm that too. I'm gonna bring my deck to that event.
I was gonna talk to you about that actually.
Yeah. We'll do it.
Yeah,
but it was still cool to play. I don't actually care that I lost at all. But I did get a participation pack and stuff for playing, so that's cool.
A bunch of people gave you cards, including me.
People just gave me cool shit that I wanted.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like when I went, everyone's like, "Here's all this bulk. Here you can have all this stuff. I don't. You can have all these Zaku's, have all these shards. I don't care."
These guys are real ones. It's not like these other card games are like, "No, you're fucking on your own, you little bitch."
That's the thing is everyone really wants people to get into it. Because we're all enjoying it. We want this game to take off, and it's in its infancy, and no one can but find or buy product. So if someone gets discouraged and doesn't play this game, then it's going to hurt the game as a whole. So everyone, like including me now, is like, here's cards. You can just have these. Like, please play this game. Will I see you next week?
I love that vibe, though. That's how you get a community to keep thriving. Like, the other card, like, again, specific to the Gym Leader Challenge that I play in Lorcana to an extent, like that's a lot of the community is what's kept it alive because people are so welcoming and friendly and want to play. It's like such the opposite feeling from Magic where people are so gatekeepy.
Right. That's what I like. That's what I'm always expecting is to run into that kind of a situation. But everyone's been super cool. And apparently the community is what's keeping this game alive because all the stories coming out of this Bandai Fan Fest, the big first tournament, have been like nightmares. Apparently, it was very poorly ran.
Damn, it's unfortunate.
That sounds like Bandai. They don't want to put anything. Like
apparently, it's their reputation. That's the impression I'm getting.
I mean, they are solely like running like One Piece is like their most successful thing by far, and it's solely off the back of like the community really just giving crazy support for it.
Yeah, that's what I've been told.
Well, that's when the community should like create a online thing and run it from there. I know it's like not good, but it's a start to kind of like spread the news about it.
I mean, you
And
always
hope-
need that support too of like prize cards and organization and apps and events and stuff like that. And like,
Mhm.
Bandai's trying to meet people halfway. It's weird. It's like there's a bunch of really impassioned people at Bandai who designed a really good card game and obviously do like live streams showing off new events and stuff. And then there's another half of the company that is like fucking around and not doing the right things and
Yeah, it's
making
the
poor
corporate
decisions.
people.
Yeah,
Corporate they're just like, I want more money. Make more packs. That's all I care about. I don't give a shit about the game.
And it's not like any different. Like a lot of other card games have the same problem. The difference is like the brand of said IP that helps it. Like Orkana's in the same boat of they have a very passionate team that has created an awesome card game, and it just happens to have a really strong IP, so people want to buy it. But the corporate side and like that detachment of Disney kind of being in power but like not really caring about it, it's just like totally fuck the communication system that exists. Like there's no communication in how they're going to run things, and like things are very poorly organized. There was that whole like issue with the tournament losing an entire round. What a complete debacle. That was a few weeks ago. I'm still just baffled that even happened. But
Wild.
Yeah.
But I'm going to keep trying to play and do stuff when I can in it, though. Let's see. What else have I done? We already talked about F1. I watched some movies. I watched Big Trouble in Little China.
Hell yeah.
Because it's one of my favorite movies. And I was showing it to some people that have never seen it. So you got to spread the good word.
That's true.
Then I watched In the Mouth of Madness.
Nice.
Also, hell yeah.
Because I'm spreading the good word of Mr. John Carpenter. And that's a movie a lot of people don't know about still, I think. He's still got, even though he's gotten more popular and accepted, there's still some that like people sleep on. I think that's one of them.
Isn't he making a video game?
Yeah, he has something to do with it.
He's involved.
Yeah, like I think he's a producer for it or some shit.
Well, I know he loves video games.
I saw a trailer for it or something. It's some kind of like shooter. I remember. I want to say it's kind of like something in the vein of like Left 4 Dead or something a little bit, from what I can recall. But it's just a more wild premise, I think, actually, than that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested in it. I'm going to try to keep an eye on it as time goes.
Dude, there's so many fucking games, too much games that are just wild right now.
Yeah, we're starting to get some more. The flow is starting to get better.
Speaking of John Carpenter-based video games, do you guys see the Halloween video game?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to talk about the Big Trouble in Little China video game on Commodore 64.
I thought he was going to talk about The Thing getting remastered.
Isn't it already remastered?
That's what I mean. It came out this year.
It's out there, yeah. But no, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty interesting.
Oh, it's interesting. But me and Zach called it though. It's like the Dead by Daylight, just Halloween.
Right. Well, that's what I kind of thought. Is like they effectively just did the same thing that Friday the 13th did a decade ago.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre did it too, and
they're just taking that same IP, but maybe they won't have all the legality issues. I do think there's a concept that's really cool. Is like they were like, oh, we're going to explain the lore of why he can show up anywhere by just saying, oh, he's fucking Nightcrawler, apparently. Like, he has, like, this shadow ability where, like, effectively you can freeze time and he can just move wherever he needs to be. And it's like, they're in the in-game explanation of how you can maneuver and move around as a player to make Michael Myers show up inexplicably where he's supposed to be. It's kind of a neat idea.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I personally, if it's on Game Pass, I'm okay with it because I've just download it. But I'm not buying it. I'm tired of these games that are just be like, you're the people and there's the monster. Now run away.
The asymmetrical design, yeah.
We got a whole bunch of them all at once, and none of them really
are good.
Lit the world on fire. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. That sucks because it's a cool idea, and there was like a couple games that did it well, and then it's like everybody else just tried to do it and just shat some stuff out.
Been saying it for years. They just keep fucking up. They just need to make Twisted Metal Fortnite edition. You just make a Twisted
Please.
Metal game in Battle Royale with all like people will eat that the fuck up. But
when they were doing all these, the Friday the 13th and whatever Alien or whatever, they were doing all the asymmetric horror games. The only one that I want to see them make, and it's the dumbest thing that has ever happened. They should make one. They should make one based on Twister, where someone is the Twister and everyone else is like driving around in little pickup trucks and like trying to like hide under overpasses and stuff. That's the only one I want to see them make.
It's Goat Simulator, but you're a tornado.
Yeah, like it's got to be silly. It's got to be tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
I think that'd be genuinely funny. I feel like one person is very slow, but they're the Twister, and everyone else is in like little cars and trucks, and you can like get in different vehicles or something. And yeah, you gotta like hide.
How do you beat it? Are they all just using hair dryers to blow it the opposite way? Like,
it's gotta be timed, right? And like you can do things to increase the storm cell's power, but it's stuff that's like counterintuitive to defeating storm chasers or something.
You know how they put those little like devices into the tornado to read it? What if you could do that to like track it?
Stuff like that. Like, they do that, and you get like information or like limits their movement, or I just feel like the more you think about it, the more stuff like that starts to click into place.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what the Hellraiser one's going to be. You think it's going to be the same one?
It's a single player game that was confirmed.
Oh, nice! I'm excited for that one.
That's actually kind of interesting.
Is it going to come with like a bunch of needles? You got to drive into your dick or something? Like what the hell?
Yeah, it's VR. You put the VR headset on, you just shove a bunch of needles in your face.
I am not playing a Hellraiser in VR. I'll tell you that right now.
Hellraiser VR. This is like my type of thing. Yeah.
What else did I watch? I watched more Guttenmeyer Blooded Orphans, and I finished it, and I can't talk about it. Saving it for later. I like it. Some things happened that made me go, "What?" But I like it.
There you go. Wait, what?
But I've also been watching GQux. That's the new one, the GQUX. I also call it GQux because it's funny. I mean, that was short. It's like 12 or 13 episodes, and I'm like 8 in now. It's different. I like it. Some of the reason why I like it is because it is different. But there's something with the characters in it. Kind of, I don't know. It's like the people that are supposed to be the main characters. I kind of care about them the least, and I care more about all the side characters and the adults and stuff.
That makes sense.
It's weird. It's like, I don't know. I can't figure out, like, and I'm not the only one that thinks this. I've had other people watch it. I've talked with them about it, and they're like, what's their motivation? Like, what are they doing? Like, what's their character about? And I'm like, I don't know. I know what all the adults and all the other characters want to do, though. Just I don't know why they wrote it that way. But yeah, I'll talk more about it later at another point. And I haven't been playing that much games lately. I've slowed down a little bit. I have played more Atari 50, and I've played all the arcade stuff that I can play so far. And I've been doing the museum thing where like you look at all the stuff, and there's like interviews and like little video snippets of old commercials or something like that. Or
that's my favorite stuff is the commercials.
That stuff's really cool. The stuff with Al Alcorn is like the funniest shit because he's like such a funny guy. I don't know. It's like his whole attitude about making all these games is just hilarious. He almost sounds like the angry video game nerd if he was like a developer. Because he's just like, yeah, we made Pong and it was a piece of shit game and we made stuff better than it later. It's like that's literally what his attitude was.
And we were like, what are we doing?
It's like, what were they thinking? And he kind of had that a little bit. He had that moment. But his whole attitude about making these games is hilarious because it's just like it's just a job for him, I guess. And you get that perspective. And he's just like, I don't know. It's like they wanted me to add sound in Pong, and I'm like, God damn it! I spent all this time like trying to just get it to work. Like that's literally what he said. And he's like, we got sound, and people were writing like decades later, all the sound in Pong is so profound. And he's like, no, it's not. I just there had to be a sound in there. Had to be a placeholder. That's all.
It's just boops.
It's just boobs, guys. Don't overthink it. He's funny. I like whenever there's an interview with him. apparently he wanted to make this thing that was like a holographic, like handheld or something. Sort of, not like a for real hologram. It kind of reminds me more of like the foil stuff they used to put on the comic book covers, like in the '90s, where you could like see things. Only if you held it like at a certain angle. That's kind of what it really reminds me of, that technology. But like, it looks cool. There's like a little thing in there that shows you like slides of all the holograms that would pop up on the handheld if you used it. And they like axed it before it was ever even going to come out. It's like the guy, he convinced the CEO to like, okay, go ahead and make this thing. And then when it was about finally time to go out of the gate, they canceled it. I don't know why. But it's been interesting though. I didn't know that they got like bought by like who was that? Warner Brothers. Yeah, Warner Brothers purchased Atari in like the mid to late '70s. I had no idea about that. And that kind of changed like their corporate structure and how they all worked and everything. And it's for the arguably probably for the worst.
I mean, that actually makes a lot of sense too, right? Because wasn't E.T. a Warner Brothers film?
Yeah, I think it is technically. But like that kind of falls in line with the trajectory the company takes too, because it's like they go up, 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 and then like once they get out of the '70s, it starts declining.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty quick. Just a lot of shoving shit out the door and trying to like make deadlines and whatnot. I think I was trying to remember what some of the games were I played that were like notable. Like, I mean, Asteroids is great no matter what. What can you say about that?
I mean, there's some stuff that's timeless. Asteroids, Breakout, fucking Pac-Man. I mean,
Tempest rules.
Tempest. I love Tempest so much.
It's so good. I played some stuff that was like weird though, like or just flat out. I think it sucks. Like Lunar Lander just fucking sucks. I'm sorry.
What? Get out of here! Lunar Lander's great.
I can't stand that game.
I have to admit, I prefer modernized takes on it, but I like Lunar Lander.
The concept isn't bad. It's just the way that game was executed, I think, was. And I'm like you. I think the more modern takes on it are a lot better.
Yeah, there's a version that you can play in browser. Like you just Google Lunar Lander, and I go back to it every once in a while, like a couple times a year if I'm just like horsing around. It's fun.
I think. Plus, they put in some prototypes that never got released. Those were kind of interesting too. Some of them were actually like kind of good. And again, you're like, why didn't they release this?
They were too busy releasing movie tie-ins.
Yeah, movie tie-ins or other bullshit. I think Warlords was fucking fun too. That's a game I never played that much, but it's a lot of fun even with like CPUs. But yeah, I've been Atariing for the most part.
All right, I had a little update. Because I was talking out of my ass a little there. E.T. was not owned by Warner Brothers. It's produced by Amblin Entertainment and released by Universal Pictures.
Universal, that was it.
So yeah, Universal. Okay.
I knew it was Amblin because that's Steven Spielberg's company.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah. I wasn't sure who like the releasing company. Yeah, but it was Universal. But again, of course, and the reason I'm referencing that for those who are curious is Atari had infamously made this horrific E.T. game that had a crazy budget for the time and caused the great video game crash. And if it wasn't for that little plumber with a dream, who knows where we would be right now as far as gaming. So
there's so many asterisks to what you just said. There's so many.
Yeah, sure. Nope, everything I said, all facts.
All right, the last person.
Yep. You're gonna take us home.
I did. All right, so I know people don't want to hear it, but I played MLB The Show, the Road to the Show, where I created my character Joe King. I was gonna be a two-way player where I was pitching and being first base like Hotani, but Hotani's I believe outfield and pitcher. My guy is in AAA right now. He's going to be to the big league soon. I'm doing great.
I think you should bypass that.
The show anytime.
I think you should bypass that and become a member of the Savannah Bananas.
I mean, I am trying to get to the Mets, which
they're clowns of their own.
Yeah, I want to segue into the Mets a little bit.
Hold on, before you do,
Are you sure?
Can we
Are you
talk
sure
about
you
the
want to
Reds?
talk about the Mets?
I even want to talk about baseball. Did you see the
do.
fucking rob, the home run rob in the ninth for the Reds? Andy, you're not on this? You
I
gotta look
didn't
this
see
up.
it,
It was
but
like a huge play. It was fucking sick.
I think I saw it.
that was today,
Yeah,
right?
it was like literally it was a game-winning save and like locked up their game. I can't remember who they beat, but yeah, it was the Pirates. Yeah,
I
that's
believe.
it.
Good. Fuck them.
Yeah, but like the guy like literally just climbed the wall and went way above like what you'd expect.
Oh, that
for,
wasn't
Mhm.
today. That was longer ago than that, wasn't it? Just a couple days ago.
Pretty sure it was
Was it
or
today?
last night?
Oh, okay. Yeah, last
Yeah.
night.
I just saw.
Well, last night they
I
lost.
absorb all my baseball news first thing in the morning when I get out of bed, so sometimes it gets it's all up there with all the fog.
I mean, I saw it in the middle of the day, so it could have been a day or two. I'm sure seeing it, I was like, I gotta bring this up to Andy. Like the catch was crazy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I gotta check it out. Speaking of the Reds, they are a game behind the Mets because the Mets are trash. In my opinion, they should not be in the playoffs. They should just fucking lose and let the Reds or the Diamondbacks.
I love that
take the
most
spot because-
buddies would have like, no, my team's better. No, my team's better. But Dubs and I this season have had this race to the bottom between the Mets and the Reds because we're both like, no, man, they suck. They're gonna fuck this up. And it's been the two of them trying to get the wild card berth so that they can get into the postseason. And both teams keep acting like they just don't want it bad enough, man. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because yesterday they got their asses kicked, and then both the Diamondbacks and the Reds lost. So that means the Mets get to stand in their playoff position at the moment. And then today the Mets win, and then the Reds win. So they're a game behind. So they're still within. Diamondbacks are also still
Not
in it
as
too, which it's a game and a half. I mean, shit can go down.
How many games are left?
Remaining four games.
We're almost there.
So it's still possible. So yeah, Mets are shit. If they make the playoffs, they're gonna be shit in the playoffs too, and they're probably gonna lose in the first round. Calling it, I actually would put $1,000 on it.
Anyway, at what point do you flip the script? Like, do they just have to win the World Series for you to be like, okay, I knew they did it all along, or is it like?
So
they got to
here's the
start
thing.
playing differently on the field, right? They got to start looking like a different ball team.
Well, the fucking starting pitching needs to pitch beyond fucking 5 innings. I am so
5 innings? That's not that
tired
bad.
of every. Dude, the Mets can't pitch past 2 innings.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, 2 innings. That's worth being pissed off about. But
yeah, like if they get past the 5 innings, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But now I got to rely on the bullpen, which the bullpen is fucking atrocious. They should like be ashamed of themselves for building.
I'm
this
telling you, man,
fucking
you need to
bullpen.
call into the radio and yell about it.
I did.
As is every
at one
American's
point,
God-given
and
right. Call into sports radio and ask what these bums are doing.
Well, you guys need to watch the video that I posted in the Messenger. It's like this 71-year-old guy like called up. He's like, I fucking hate this. It's atrocious. So Mets are trash. Let's go into football now. Giants are trash. 0-3. Motherfucker. I don't understand sports today, and I know a lot of people are like, sports ball, fuck you. I'm going to talk about it
stop
anyway.
apologizing for liking sports. That's such a limp dick move. Liking sports is fine and acceptable. It's the same as liking anything else.
Yeah. So we've had this coach and GM for fucking 4 motherfucking seasons. 4. And we haven't won 5 games with them.
It's Jason Garrett, right?
No, it's the ball. He's used to be a Bills coach. So when we first got him, we were like, "Oh, he's great. He knows how to work with quarterbacks." So we sent Daniel Jones, right? Remember when we were like, "Daniel Jones fucking sucks." Well, now he's on the Indianapolis Colts, and he scored 40 points in 2 games. And this is a weird stat, but apparently the Colts only punted once during their 3 games that they won, and that hasn't happened since 1941. Fucking weird stat.
Sports.
Yeah, and the Giants right now have through the seasons that this coach has coached hasn't scored a touchdown in like 16 of the games throughout those years. That's terrible. He's not good with fucking quarterbacks if he can't fucking get Daniel Jones going, and then he goes to a different team and system and coach and wins. And as you know, someone says he wins bigly, and it's just like, no, it's just our fucking system sucks, and everybody needs to be fired and out of a job. Like, if they're not out of a job by next season, I am not a Giants fan. I'm gonna be a fucking Tony Khan Jaguars fan.
Don't do that.
The only reason why
come to Detroit, baby, we'll take you.
You guys, I swear to God, I always joke that wrestling fans are so fickle, and now here we are between last year and this year. I'm learning football fans are also fickle. I thought football fans were like died all the way through for their team, but here we are.
Listen, I let go, and I don't need to explain anymore.
I know you explained yourself. That's fine. It's just, you got to admit, like between that and what Dubs is doing now, it's starting to sound like football fans. Like I like this team now. Who cares? I'm a Raiders fan. I don't fucking care.
Well, here's the. We put all this money and like time into watching a team that only plays fucking 16 games a season, and then you're like with my case with the Giants and obviously with Chaz's case with the Cowboys, because the Cowboys
are
suck.
bad.
Yeah,
I ain't even upset about that.
Yeah.
It's like a relationship, and you look at your ex and you're like, oh yeah, I'm doing great. How are you? And they're just on fire.
I just love that they traded one of their best players, and he's like, I wanted to be a Cowboy. I just wanted more money. And Jerry Jones is like,
oh no, and he immediately goes to another team, and he's like the best player in his position in the league. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I know, because his ass whooped the Lions week 1. And I was like, oh, this is rough. Micah Parsons is actually a really good player. Turns out Dallas sucks.
So I want to bring this up because I'm looking for my exit out of New York teams.
You might as well. You moved. Fuck them. All New York teams suck.
Yeah. So I've seen a championship with the Rangers in 1994, the New York Rangers. I've seen the Giants win twice against the GOAT Tom Brady, where we beat him twice. That was cool. I don't really give a shit about basketball. Knicks fucking suck forever. But I haven't seen the Mets win a World Series.
I don't think you're going to. Buddy.
0. Yeah.
I mean, not. It's gonna take like if the Mets want to win if the Mets even want to win the pennant, it's gonna be like 5 years or something at least of like very rough development and trading.
Bottom line is they need pitching. If they get pitching, they'll do good. Because obviously they have the bats and they could win. But I digress. If you want to go watch people yell about the Mets, just go on Google. Not Google. YouTube. They're owned by the same thing. What do you call it? Just type in Mets suck.
All right.
And I guarantee you'll find a lot of shit that people are yelling.
Speaking of yelling, screaming about sports, real quick before we get off sports, I forgot to bring something up. Zach, is Max going to come back and win the world championship? Is that what's happening?
I don't know.
He's almost definitely not. But here's why that's funny for Formula One fans. Is 2 races ago, Max said, "I don't think I'm going to win any more races this year," because the stat going around at the time was if McLaren can like DNF a couple times, especially if Oscar can, and Max can win every single race for the rest of the year, Max can come back and for one of the most spectacular, like come from behind and win the world championship of all time. Since then, Max has won both races, even though he said he didn't think he'd be able to win anymore. And Oscar fucking crashed in lap 1 of Azerbaijan. So far, so good.
I mean, it could happen. I don't know.
At this point, it's like, wait, could it happen? Like everyone's kind of looking at each other, going like, "I thought this was a joke."
No, I mean he's Max.
That's the thing is if anyone could do it, it's definitely him.
Yeah, he's got that outside chance.
Is he the Michael Jordan of F1?
I think that was Michael
Schumacher. Yeah, probably. Yeah,
but he's like in that. He's in that stratosphere. I think
he can be LeBron or something like that. But yes.
Yeah.
It's just that Formula One motorsports is kind of weird when you want to talk about something like that. It's always hard to be like, because there's that perfect combination of car and driver, and you don't have that in other sports. It's not like, oh, they had the perfect bat and they were the perfect player. Like, it's just the player's just good. But McLaren has still the best car, but Red Bull has Max Verstappen, so that's the fight. That's
except for if they race in Baku, I guess they don't have the best car.
Nope. Lando was fucking almost midfield, and Oscar crashed like right away, and then watched the race on a phone from the side.
This shit was funny.
It was funny. Okay, sorry. Before we got off weird sports stats, I just wanted to get out into the ether that we joked about this, so that if it happens, we could be there.
Mm-hmm. Done with sports, by the way. And I just want to talk about one last thing because you guys don't need to hear. I played Link to the Past again because my anxiety went to the roof, and I just needed something to fucking blow off steam. So I beat Link to the Past for my 25th time this year.
Why don't you play like Oracle of Ages or Seasons, or play like Link's Awakening or something? They play similar. You'd probably have just as much fun.
You said you're dealing with anxiety. You should play Majora's Mask.
Yeah, there you go. That would handle your anxiety. And button it down.
So State of Play happened recently. So when people watch this is kind of like new. As people are listening, this is gonna be really old. Wolverine
looks sick.
From Insomniac Games.
It does look sick.
It does look sick. I'm actually excited they're stepping away from Spider-Man for review because I think that's kind of getting stale. In my opinion, I am a big Wolverine mark for the X-Men, and it just looks fucking beautiful, dude. And like they showed gameplay and how it's gonna play, and I'm like, I am all for
Bro was
this.
gonna fight a Sentinel.
Yeah, dude. Like,
let's go.
Yeah. I'm also excited to see what X-Men are in. Is like we saw Mystique, I think. And I didn't see other. I was so like fucking pumped. You got to understand, there's so many fucking costumes. Like the yellow costume is in it, where I'm fucking excited for that. And then obviously,
as long as they got the brown and gold one, that one, yeah. I like brown Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have him in jeans and a wife beater? That's my favorite Wolverine costume.
They got that one, and they also
got let's go.
They got the cowboy hat with the flannel shirt and the jeans.
Yep,
it's all there.
And I believe I saw him with a Hawaiian shirt in one of them.
Why not?
So yeah. But that's it. I'm excited. Like when I said there's a lot of games, I want to get Chronos. That's a thing on my list. Silent Hill F is on the list.
Apparently it's reviewing well.
Silent Hill F apparently doing pretty good.
Fucking Final Fantasy Tactics is coming out. No, I think it's out now, isn't it?
Yeah,
next week. But there's so many fucking games. Like there's a EA, which by the way, EA being EA, they're like, hey guys, instead of a new skate game, we're gonna give you a skate game with a bunch of loot boxes. I'm like, this is fucking stupid. Yeah. But anyway, I digress. So
all
Andy,
right, well,
take us out.
If you liked this, and even if you didn't, hell, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you follow us on iTunes and Spotify, Google Podcasts, and if you want the video version and you like it as promptly as possible, make sure you find and follow us on YouTube. Make sure you follow all of us in our selective solo endeavors as well, and make sure you go watch some Scandinavian horror movies so you can come back and discuss it with us next week. Thanks for listening.
All right, bye guys.